Hello all, welcome to another session in this course. As part of this session, I'm going to cover the next topic, that is comments. So let's get started. What exactly are comments? Let's begin. What are comments? So in JavaScript, what are comments? Comments in JavaScript. Okay, comments in JavaScript. What are comments in JavaScript? Let me explain that. So forget about comments in JavaScript for a while, guys. Okay, so let's try to understand this part. Okay, assume that there is one stadium, guys. Okay, cricket stadium where cricket match is going on. All the different players are playing in this match. Okay, there are two teams in the cricket, right? So there is a batsman. Okay, there is a runner. There is a bowler. Okay, there is a wicket keeper. There are different fielders here. Okay, like that. These are the real people who are playing the match. Now, while the match is going on, somewhere in a nearby place, in a separate room or something, there are two people who are sitting, two or more than two people who are sitting there in a room, watching this match, and they are shouting about the match, or they are explaining this match for us. Okay, what do we call these people as? You generally watch cricket matches in your TV, or you may go to your stadium and watch some cricket matches, right? And you see some people shouting about the match or explaining about the match. Okay, this is a very good for very nice batting. Okay, nice bowling. Okay, very good catch, or this absolute great six, like that. All this they keep on, you know, explaining in the mic, or they will be keep shouting throughout the match, and because of them, yeah, the match looks very interesting for us. Okay, without just imagine if the commentators are not there and you don't hear what is going through the match, what will happen? It will look very dull, guys, right? It will look very dull. Okay, that's the purpose of the commentators. Okay, so in this cricket match, these people are called as commentators, guys. Okay, they are called as commentators. Their job is to, okay, their job is to explain what is going in this match, and they keep shouting about different events of the match, and this makes the thing very understandable for everyone who is watching this match on television, or someone, right, can understand what is going on in the match. Okay, where the focus should be there. Everyone, while going through the match, what they have to watch will be crystal clear because of this commentators job. Okay, because of this commentators commenting about the match, we will be able to understand the match in a better way. Okay, so that's actually the thing about the commentators, right? Similarly, in Java programming or JavaScript programming or Python programming or whatever the programming language programming, in whatever programming language, you'll be writing this kind of code, guys. Okay, you'll be writing the code like this, right? In any programming language, you'll be writing this code. Okay, this code is something like players, guys. Okay, the players of the match who are actually playing. When you run this code in this file, all this code that I have written will be running, right? All this code that you have written here will be running and will get some results. Now, if this is not small lines of code or small piece of code, but it is thousands of lines of the code, and if you give it to your friend or colleague, can your friend or colleague understand all this thousand lines of code, or very big lengthy code, or complex code? If you give it to your friend or colleague and ask them to, okay, go and use it or something, they can understand anything? No. The code itself cannot describe itself, right? The code may become complex or maybe lengthy, and no other person other than you who has written the code, if you give it to other person who don't have the knowledge of this code, okay, what you have written and all, that particular person may, whether that may be your friend or colleague or someone, may not be able to understand this code, guys. Okay, that's where comments will come into picture. But the purpose of the comments is to explain the underlying code. What is the purpose of the comments? The purpose of comments is to explain the underlying code. Okay, what is the purpose of the comments, guys? The purpose of the comments is to explain the underlying code. That's what is the purpose of the comments, guys. Okay, the purpose of the comments is to, like, the commentators are there, okay, to explain the ongoing match. The same way the comments in JavaScript are there to explain the underlying JavaScript code. Okay, so this is what is the main purpose. This is the main purpose of why comments are required in JavaScript programming. The purpose of the comments in JavaScript programming or any other programming language is to explain the underlying code that you have written, because the code once it becomes lengthy, or a lot of time has done, it's been a long time you have written the code, or it may be, it may be complex code, or whatever the lengthy code, or whatever the reasons may be, the other person who has not written the code may not be able to understand this code. Along with the code, if you're writing this code, along this code, if you also provide the comments explaining the underlying code and give such kind of code, which is a combination of comments and comment code to other person, your friend or colleague, then they will be able to understand this code, guys. Okay, that is the purpose of the comments. For example, if I am adding the comments like this in this code, okay, here I have added one comment, here I have added one comment, like this, here and there in this particular code I have added these comments, let's say. And if I run this code, will the code only will run, or the comments along with the code will run, is a question. Only the code will run, guys. Okay, comments will not be running. Comments won't run, guys. Only the code will run. Comments purpose is only to explain the underlying code, and the whatever the statements you have written as part of the comments, right, they will not get executed. Okay, they won't get executed. Only the code in the program, JavaScript program, will get executed. Comments are there only for solving this main purpose. That is the purpose of the comments to is to explain the underlying code, and this comment written statements in this code, along with the code. Okay, this commented statements won't get executed, guys. Only the code will get executed. Okay, so here let's go to this IDE. Let me practically demonstrate how the comments will look like, and all. I'll simply say comments demo comments demo.js. Like this, I'll create a JavaScript file, and here I'll just write some comments, just some write some code, guys. Okay, I'll just try to write some code here. Let's say, what is the code I can write? Okay, let I is equal to 1, while I is less than or equal to 10. Okay, then console.log I, then here I plus plus, then here, okay, end of the program. Like this, I have written some code, guys. All this code, if I run this code, this particular code will get executed. You see, if the terminal is lost, you have to do something like click on three dots and select terminal and say new terminal, and here you get this. And you just have to type node space comments demo.js, name of the file and extension of the file. You can see that 1 to 10 got printed here. Okay, 1 to 10 got printed here, which is perfectly working fine. And also at the end of the program also got printed. This is how the things will work. Okay, that's okay. Now, assume that this particular code is very simple. Anyhow, this particular code that I have written here for your demo purpose is a simple code, guys. Okay, what if I have written some complex code? Assume that for a while, assume that this particular simple code is a complex code, and if I want to explain about this code, how do I write the comments, guys? There are two types of comments, guys. Okay, there are two types of comments you need to understand. At this point of time, you need to understand these two comments, guys. One are single line comments, single line comments. The other one is multi-line comments. Okay, multi-line comments. Let me show you the notes here. Let me open the notes and show you the notes regarding the comments, guys. Okay, here we have this notes created for our reference. Okay, let's cross check. Okay, I mentioned that there are two types of comments. One is single line, one are single line comments, other one are multi-line comments. And if you go here, from here, and just, okay, single line comments and multi-line comments. Okay, single line comments, other one is a multi-line comments. Okay, single line comments start with double forward slash, multi-line comments start with forward slash hashtag symbol and end with hashtag symbol forward slash. Multi-line comments will start with this symbol and end with this symbol. Okay, these are the two types of comments we have in JavaScript, guys. Single line comments start with double forward slash, multi-line comments start with single forward slash hashtag symbol and also end with hashtag symbol forward slash. Okay, here only starting, ending won't be there because it's single line comment. That line will be considered as a comment. But here multiple lines of the code or multiple lines of text can be written as part of the comments, and it can start with single forward slash hashtag symbol and hashtag symbol forward slash. Okay, these are multi-line comments. Clear? Let's go here and let's write this code, and double forward slash. Okay, creating variable I, and with initializing it with value 1, with value 1. Okay, this part, creating variable I and initializing with it with value 1. Okay, so the first statement, guys, creating variable I and initializing it with value 1 is the first statement. Second statement here we have is double forward slash. Okay, here while okay, here write down something. Okay, uh, looping. Okay, writing while loop, writing while loop to print numbers from 1 to 10. Okay. Writing while loop to print numbers from 1 to 10. Writing while loop to print numbers from 1 to 10. This is another one. And yeah, that's it. These are single line comments, guys. These are single line comments. And you can write some other thing. While keyword needs to be used for creating while loop in JavaScript. And here, then I plus plus. Okay. I plus plus is used for incrementing the value of I by 1 in every iteration. Okay. In every iteration. Like the three comments I have written, guys. Here only one comment I have written, which is single line comment. Here also three single line comments I have written. Instead of writing these three single line comments, the scope of the single line comments is only for this line. In the next line, if I write something, it's not going to be a single line comment. Okay. When you write double forward slash, okay, it is single line comment till the end of this line only. This line only, it is a comment. Next line, it's not a comment, guys. Okay. What about here? What about here, guys? I have written three single lines. Okay. If I write one more, it is not going to be a comment. Okay. So if I write double forward slash and write like this, you see this is not being considered as a comment, guys. Okay, this particular lines are not being considered as comments. Okay, because the scope of the single line comment is only up to here. What if I want to make all these three lines single line comments? I have to write double forward slash for every line. For every line, I have to write double forward slash. For every line, I need to write double forward slash. I need to write double forward slash for every line. So instead of this, what I can do is forward slash asterisk. Okay, forward slash asterisk. Okay, forward slash asterisk, and here asterisk forward slash. Okay, like this, if you write this starting point of the comment and this ending point of the multi-line comment, this single line comment, but this starting point of the multi-line comment and this ending point of the multi-line comment, guys. Okay, these are multi-line comments. Okay, single line comment, multi-line comments. Okay, single line comment and multi-line comments, single line comment and multi-line comments. Got it, guys? Clear? This is single line comment, this is the starting of the multi-line comment, this is ending of the multi-line comment. Fine then. So what next? This is the main purpose of the comments, guys. The purpose of the comments here, whether it is single line comments or multi-line comments, is to explain the underlying code. If I run this code, same output you will get. Okay, the same lines of code will run. The these comments won't run, guys. Only these lines of the JavaScript lines of the code will run. Okay, but comments won't run. Okay, node comments demo.js. See, only the code is getting run, but commented lines are not getting run. Okay, commented lines are not getting run here. Okay, fine. Next what? Next is Next is the main purpose of the comments is to explain the underlying code, but there's another purpose of the comments also. Okay, there's another. Okay, additionally, you will get one more advantage with the comments. Okay, and people, our developers who are writing this programming code in JavaScript language or other programming language will use comments for other purpose also. What is the other purpose of the comments? We can disable or enable the code when required without deleting the code. Okay, without deleting the code. For example, here I want to write some console statements intentionally. I want to write something like uh, last but one line. Okay, console.log. Okay, above is a while loop. Like that, some sample lines I have written, guys. Okay, so out of all these lines, out of all this print statements here, for example, now when I'm running this code for now, okay, I'll just reduce it to 5 so that, or 3 or something. So 3 numbers only will be printed. That's okay. 1, 2, 3, like this it is written. Fine. What I mean to say now here is when I run this code, only the code will get run, but comments won't run, guys. Okay, comments won't run. That you are clear, right? You see, only the code is getting run, comments are not running. And here 3 print statements are also getting printed. Above is a while loop, last but one line, end of the program, like that. 3 statements are getting printed, all which. Now, the next thing here is, what if in this, when I'm running the code, I have printed all these print statements. Now, what is the next thing is, I don't want to run these lines. I have to delete it, right? If I don't want this particular 2 lines of the print statements to run, only this particular print statement I want to run means I have deleted them. If I deleted them and if I run this code, only this print statement will run and other two print statements which I have removed, deleted, won't run. But tomorrow again, if I need them, tomorrow again I need those print statements, I have to write them again and then run the code. Now we got these two print statements also printed. Okay. Now again, I don't need these two lines of code. Sometimes I need these lines of the code. Sometimes I don't need the lines of the code while running. Again, I need them. You see, every time I have to delete them, write them. Delete them, write them. Whenever needed, I have to write them. Whenever I don't need them, I have to delete them. Instead of doing that, there is one small technique, guys. What if I convert these lines of the code into, I comment these lines. Instead of deleting them, if I temporarily, until I need them back, I'll comment these lines of the code so that anyhow, if I convert this JavaScript code into comments, they won't get executed because JavaScript won't run these comments, right? Comments won't be executed. So the code has been converted into comments using the double forward slash symbol. This code will not get executed, guys. Okay. Whenever you don't want particular section of the code to get executed, right? You can comment them. Okay. You can also use this kind of technique in debugging, which I'll be covering in the upcoming sessions. That's okay. But let me run this code. You see, the commented lines are not running. If I remove the comments from these lines of the code, okay, the lines of the code will get enabled. Okay, earlier when commented they got disabled, but now they got enabled. Without deleting, I'm able to do this, right? Without deleting these lines of the code, I'm able to disable the code from running and enable the code for running. If I comment them, they will get disabled from running. If I uncomment them, they will be enabled for running. So this is another purpose of the comments, guys. We can either disable or enable the code when required without deleting the code with the help of the comments. This is another purpose of the comments. Okay, so these are the different purposes of the comments, guys. The main purpose is to explain the underlying code when you're writing some complex code or lengthy code or some kind of code which is not easy for other people to understand. Then you can provide the comments in the code, guys, so that with the help of your comments, other people will be able to understand your code that you have written. Okay, and other purpose of the comments is to if you don't want to run the entire code and at some point of time you want to run the entire code, sometimes you don't want to run some piece of the code in this entire code. At that point of time, instead of deleting that, you can disable the code by commenting it. Whenever you need that code back, you can uncomment and get the entire code running. Okay. So these what are the comments in. Okay, this is how we have to use comments in JavaScript, guys. So hope guys you understood what exactly are comments and how to use them in JavaScript. So that's all for this session, guys. See you in the next session where I'm going to cover the next topic for you. Till then, bye bye.